Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Corpacq Stadium in Sale for this afternoon's Alliance Premier 15s match between the Sale Sharks and the DMP Sharks. I'm Chris Malaband, and once more we're delighted to be able to bring you full coverage of this afternoon's fixture as the Alliance Premier 15s moves into the final straight of the season, and two teams who've had difficult campaigns come squaring up to each other here at the Corpacq Stadium. Sale Sharks are buoyed from victory in the northeast against the DMP Sharks by 47 points to nil a few weeks ago. But Rob Vickers' side arrive keen to try and address what has been a very challenging season for them. They have certainly worked hard to improve with a very young side in the period since Vickers and assistant Jake Rogers took over at Christmas, and will no doubt be keen to put in a strong performance on an overcast but dry afternoon in South Manchester. Good conditions, you'd think, for running rugby, and so hopefully an entertaining 70 minutes await us at 2 o'clock. We'll be building up between now and then with feedback from the Sale coach Darren Lamond before kick-off, and we'll also hear too from Vicki Irwin, part of the Sale squad, who's not in the 23 today but is involved with community rugby for a living here at Sale Sharks, and we'll be catching up with her very shortly. I've also got Ollie Lathrope with me today, who will be keeping a close eye on social media throughout the afternoon, and also delighted once more to be joined by currently injured Sale scrum half Mari Grieve. Great to have you back, Mari.
It's nice to be back. Hopefully for some nice attacking rugby today in Sale.
An afternoon, Mari, ahead where Sale will look at the league table and reflect on the victory up at Durham a few weeks ago with confidence, I guess, and we'll be expecting to back that up with 5 points this afternoon.
Yeah, I think they'll want to build on the performance that they brought when they were up at Durham, and then build on the performance they had at Saracens last weekend.
The Saracens game, Mari, clearly was always going to be tough on paper against the team that have been the team to beat really in women's rugby over the last 4 or 5 seasons. Saracens got off to a flying start in that game. It looked like after a few minutes it could be a very long afternoon for Sale, but credit to the girls, it looked a really encouraging performance and great to get over the whitewash 3 times.
Yeah, I think any time you go away to a team like Saracens and play them at home, it's going to be difficult. And probably it wasn't the kind of 10-15 minutes that they wanted to start with. But they came back really strong before half-time and kind of continued that on to the second half, which they'll have like great positives to work on from it going into this. So I think they weren't too disappointed in the end of it, which is good.
1 or 2 players, Mari, this afternoon coming back into the Sale starting 23, or in the 23 at least, not starting, but Gwen Piers back on the bench today. We expect to see her come on with some impact, and Hannah Field as well, returning from a hand injury. So a couple of key players that we've not seen in the squad in recent games who are going to strengthen, you'd think, the team today. Yeah,
I think the pair of them bring like a great deal of experience, and they're both very good ball carriers. So I think they'll have a big impact coming off the bench, and it's really exciting to see them both back fitting well.
We also have the chance today, Mari, to see Jodie Allensley make her first start here at the Corpacq Stadium, the England Sevens winger, and she's got some serious pace to burn.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to be excited to see Jodie on the wing with a bit of space in front of her and just see her at full flight, which is something that we haven't seen in the Premiership yet, so that would be really exciting.
Well, we'll continue to build up to kick-off, looking ahead at some of the key matchups today and thinking about where this game might be won and lost between now and 2 o'clock. But we've got the opportunity to now hear from Vicki Irwin, Sale's second row forward, who's not in the 23 today. She works, as I mentioned, in the Community Trust here at Sale Sharks, and she's going to explain a little bit about what that role entails now to our touchline reporter, Carrie Morris.
So Vicki, it's so weird to see you not out there training with the girls. How are you today?
Yeah, good. Sustained a bit of a finger injury last Thursday, which kind of put me out last weekend, and then I'm at clinic on Monday, hoping to get signed off, ready for action for the final 3 games.
And you've been very hard working, obviously, in the community. I've seen there's been a lot of traction in the news about food hampers and stuff, and you've taken part in that. Could you explain what you've been doing?
Yeah, really exciting. So we got approached by AJ Bell to kind of partner up to feed kind of the Salford residents, because they're situated there. And I think for us it makes sense. You know, we go into schools right across the northwest, and you know what we're seeing is free school meal families kind of get a lot of support, but the people who are like breadline or don't qualify for that miss out. So we really worked with AJ Bell to target those. So far, we've delivered over 2,500 food hampers to households across Salford. So yeah, really exciting.
Yeah, that's an amazing achievement that you've done that so quickly. And COVID hasn't helped that situation at all. So it's not helped rugby either, but there's good news, isn't there, that rugby might be coming back soon?
Yeah, rugby's back on the 29th, so I think we're all on the countdown to that. I know there will be a lot of excited youngsters up and down the country waiting for Sundays to come back, you know, back with friends, back to get a hot dog from the clubhouse, which is the most important thing. So yeah, we're all really excited for that.
Yeah, I saw that slots got booked up quite quickly, didn't they?
Yeah, so we've got our rugby camps back and pretty much we're sold out over the Easter half term, which just shows, you know, the hunger and appetite to get back to the game. So yeah, we're looking forward to just providing opportunities for young people to get back to normality as such.
Yeah, I bet you've been as hungry for that as the kids.
Yeah. Well, some may say I'm thankful I'm not on those camps. But yeah, we work in the background to really put on enough opportunities for everybody. And, you know, the community coaches in the department really put on a really good job delivering that.
Yeah, and I'm aware that a lot of the community is powered by women, and obviously a lot of news about women, solidarity after International Women's Day. How does it feel to be a part of such a positive environment with women everywhere?
Yeah, I think Sale Sharks kind of epitomises that. You know, we've got strong females leading right across the club and the community department, and then the women's team. You know, as a trust ourselves, you know, we've got a female CEO. I would say that we've probably got 40% of females in our workforce, and you know, we really want to be the change to, you know, see it and be it. And I know from the women's team at Sharks here, we're giving opportunities for young girls to aspire to be on this pitch playing against, you know, the best players across the whole country.
Yeah, and fingers crossed they get the win today, isn't it?
Yeah, we're looking forward to the show.
Thank you, Vicky.
Thank you.
Back to Chris in the studio.
Thanks very much, Carrie. Vicki Irwin there, the Sale Sharks second row, giving us an insight into life in the Sharks Community Trust. And of course, great news, as Vicki was mentioning, that recreational rugby has been given the go-ahead to restart again. Really encouraging to hear that the rugby camps over Easter are sold out. I'll bring Ollie Lathrop in here, Ollie. And I think a massive moment, really, about 10 days ago, I think it was now, that when the RFU made that announcement to give the green light to restart recreational rugby. Admittedly, Ollie, on a phase basis.
Oh, well, it's massive, Chris, isn't it? So many people around the country haven't been able to play rugby for months upon end now. But I remember this goes all the way back to March last year. I think there was a small period in December where amateur clubs could play some kind of games. As you said, not rugby as it usually is, but hopefully that can return soon. I think to start with, it will just be training for a few weeks and then into those slightly different games. No mauls, no scrums, but I know as an amateur player myself, I'm very much looking forward to getting back to it.
I think it's been incredibly difficult, Ollie, hasn't it, for players for whom Saturday very much meant game day, and it was a key part of your life, whether that's just the 80 minutes of action, it's the training sessions, the social life afterwards. To take all that away has been incredibly difficult. So I guess a huge lift for players up and down the land that all that is going to start coming back again.
Definitely, Chris, and I think it's massive for the sport as well, because during previous lockdowns and when we come out of previous lockdowns, other sports have been allowed to return. So you've got kids who might be going to play football or other sports, they're not playing rugby. So for rugby to be able to come back, particularly for kids, I think is really important, because we want to keep them in the sport, we want them to keep playing, we don't want them going to play football or other sports.
Mari, we heard from Vicki there. She's clearly passionate and great to see about bringing young children into sport and giving them the opportunities to play. What sort of character will she bring to the Sale dressing room?
I think she's going to have a big positive impact with it. You can see that she's very passionate about the game and passionate about bringing women's rugby to the Northwest and making it kind of what it can be, which has a massive impact with that. And obviously that's her day job as well. So she's kind of combining that community side of things to the kind of performance rugby, which I think is great.
And when we look at the potential for Sale, clearly this is year one of the women's project, Mari, here. Very much the start of something. We heard from Michelle Orange the last time we were here at the game against Harlequins, that she sees the huge potential in the Northwest for girls and women who are playing either at school or in local clubs to aspire to come and be future Sharks and to get involved with this club. When you look across the Northwest as a patch, having moved down here from Scotland, what do you see in terms of the potential here?
I think there's huge potential in the Northwest. Kind of historically, you've seen players that are from the Northwest have had to move down to these London clubs to get the level of rugby that they want. So having the opportunity of having this high performance rugby based in the Northwest gives everyone that opportunity to play and stay and kind of have their families, have their work in life. And actually, as a young player, you've got that opportunity. You can see the likes of Katie Dale-McLean playing week in, week out and think, that's someone you can aspire to be, but you don't have to move to do it, which is a huge for rugby in the Northwest.
Yeah, I think for any sport that's trying to get a foothold, and women's rugby to an extent is still in that place, having players who are prepared to travel is clearly a key part of it. Looking at this DMP side today, Mari, when I was chatting to their coach, Jake Rogers, yesterday about a few of the players, it gave me an insight into the efforts people still go to. Rosie Blount, who's going to play on the right wing today for DMP,
you're going to make that commitment to do it. And I think a lot of people aren't aware that it is. And you see on the side as well, we've got a couple of the girls that travelling down to Wales once or twice a week, and you think it's a huge impact and like you're sacrificing a lot, but it's not a sacrifice because you choose to do it. And I suppose eventually it'll get away from that as how it is at the moment. And yeah, the commitment that the players make week in, week out is massive.
the last time you and I were sat there's another year to get into more of a professional environment, more players, if you like, into a Mari Grieve, the former Scotland scrum half and injured Sale scrum half, giving her thoughts there alongside me, Chris Malaband, as we build up 15 minutes to kick off here at the Corpacq Stadium. Sale Sharks against the DMP Sharks. You can see Sale being put through their paces by Darren Lamont and his coaching team ahead of this game this afternoon. Ollie Lathrope's going to be keeping an eye on social media this afternoon. Ollie, remind us of how people can get in touch today.
Yep, so we're live on Facebook and YouTube today. Get your comments in, let us know where you're watching from, who you're supporting, what player you're looking at. You can add to our list of countries of people where they're watching from. We've had all sorts this year, Chris, all over the globe, and hopefully more of that today.
Absolutely, Ollie, yes. We had Chile and Mexico last time. We had a listener in the Falkland Islands, watching in Dubai and Australia. DMP Sharks. Mari, if we look a little bit further at the two teams this afternoon, let's start with DMP because clearly we are reasonably familiar with the Sale side. Well, we'll start with Sale. Oh no, we're going to start with DMP. There we go on the screen. Thank you. So we look at that DMP side on the screen there. 12 of those 15 players are students. So it's a very, very young side. A lot of students in there from Northumbria, Newcastle, Durham and Leeds University. A couple of teachers and Amy Oro who works in Age. And I guess, Mari, that's a reflection perhaps of the difficulties that that DMP had on the field this year, is that experience, strength, know-how, mixing in with young talent is perhaps more.
I think that's a big thing for DMP at the moment. They are building and they have got a very, very with Durham University can only
squad. So clearly there are young players here who are already sparking the interest of the England national coaches. But just talk us through the difference between being It was clear that their focus in the remainder of this season was just to look game to game and get the girls to keep developing, working hard in training and see where the results took them. So I'm sure they will come out and play positively this afternoon, and no doubt with so much youth in their side with plenty of energy. One to perhaps keep an eye on, Tilly Cherm at number 8, their captain. She's formerly of Harrogate and very much the leader of the side in every sense from number 8. Let's look at the Sale side this afternoon then, and the Le Mans has made from the team who were beaten at Saracens last weekend. 3 changes. Laura the opportunity perhaps to get the ball a bit wider
and into the
not lacked opportunity in the last few games. It's a little bit of the execution. Probably for her, it's really exciting.
keeping an eye on the top four and who might make it into the playoffs at the end of the season. Well, Exeter have surprised many really this season. Has it surprised?
In those top four teams, they're putting a lot of pressure on them, and I think that battle between Exeter and Wasps is a big one at that 4th and 5th. So it'll be interesting to see at the end of the season who comes out on top with it.
It really has become incredible, Mari, hasn't it? Certainly in men's rugby, and now what we're seeing from Exeter, perhaps breaking the tradition. Of Sale Football Club. Sale FC and the Jets, as well as now the Sale Sharks women. So the ground is still in regular use for all sorts of different variations of rugby, and we've got an excellent surface here this afternoon. It's overcast, about 10 degrees, but good conditions for running rugby, you'd think. Ollie Lathrope's just double checking whether there's any rain in the air. Any rain in the air, Ollie?
Not at the moment, Chris, but it does look a bit dark out there, doesn't it? So I do wonder at some point this afternoon whether the weather could
be a tough final fixture here at the Corpacq Stadium, and that comes up on Saturday, April the 17th. So stay tuned then to come back to us for more Corpacq Stadium action as Sale close out their first season in the competition. We'll keep you up to date through the afternoon with the scores from the other games, of course. And as we mentioned, please keep in touch with your own messages on social media. Score predictions, reflections are always welcome, and I think Ollie Lathrope's already got a few.
Yeah, a few messages in already, Chris. Nadine says, hi from Essex, you go girls. David Hotwood, come on South Sharks, go get them. Jodie, all the best from Whitby. And Sarah Perris says, come on PR, hashtag Turbo Twins. So some relation to the Perris Reading twins there.
I think that's a safe bet. The Turbo Twins.
Turbo Twins,
wow.
Hashtag Turbo Twin.
Look at that, the Turbo Twins. Well, they're both on the bench today, Georgie and India. Do they come as a package, Mari?
Yeah, they do. I think it'd be an exciting for them both to come on at the same time would be great.
Not for us to try and commentate, Mari. That makes life difficult.
Yeah, no, it would be trying to find out the numbers on the backs.
We can generally follow where they go. India at scrum half, of course. Georgie in the back row. Although it wasn't always, was she? She was a back in her early career, was Georgie?
I think Georgie's played all across the backs from centre to wing to scrum half. So I think she's found her place in the back row, definitely looking at how she's gone this season.
DMP Sharks are on the field of play. Rob Vickers' side have made the long journey down this morning. I say a long journey, but it was the nearest thing they got to a local derby. Should try Exeter if you're setting off from Darlington. So the trip down to Sale this morning, one of the shorter trips that they will make this season, and they are out in their blue and white hoop shirts and dark blue shorts to do some final fitness work and tackle bag action before Sale come and join them in just a moment or so. 35 minutes, of course, each way in the Premier 15s as part of the COVID variations in the laws this season, and you'll see more free kicks than you might expect through some law variations to minimise the amount of times in a scrummage. Have all the girls got their heads around the change in the rules now? Does it feel like second nature, or is it all still slightly weird?
Yeah, I think a lot of it we've got kind of down, I think, knowing there's not really going to be very many scrums, but then occasionally they do crop up and surprise us. Yeah, it took a little bit of getting used to, and I think the free kick options playing into quite a lot of teams' hands, you can do quite a lot from that, and often a bit easier. You know you're going to win the ball rather than sometimes at the set piece.
Well, it's been great to have implemented a few minor changes which have enabled this competition to continue and to be a feature for a difficult winter all round. DMP are out and ready. Sale just awaited as we hear a bit of This Is the One from the Stone Roses. Popular Manchester band. Was this the choice of the girls to run out to, Mari?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure we had much input on it.
Well, if Manchester United run out to it, then I suppose Sale Sharks women can probably do so as well. But they're in no hurry this afternoon, it seems. We're just waiting a minute or two for Sale to come and join us. DMP all ready for action. I guess one of the challenges, Mari, as a young side, particularly in a game, will be how you can respond to an early setback. Is that something that you think as a player kind of only comes with time or can be taught a bit?
I think it comes with time and the experience with it, and not letting your head go down early on, which can be easier said than done, definitely.
Well, DMP are certainly out and ready for action, and you can see now Sale Sharks coming out and doing some last-minute preparations themselves. Both teams going into this little mini training session just before kick-off, Mari. This seems to have become the norm, really, in women's rugby.
Yeah, I think just that last kind of primer, getting the shoulders going before the game starts, getting everyone switched on.
Our referee this afternoon is Owen Taylor, and he's going to be assisted on the flanks by Nia Parsonage and Kieran Henry. So they are holding the flags this afternoon here at the Corpacq Stadium. The referees in very fetching pink and white shirts this afternoon, black shorts, and certainly will stand out on a gloomy day with both the teams in variations of blue. We will start, as ever, with the players given the opportunity to mark their own stance against racism, which will commence proceedings shortly. I promised you a quick word with Sale Sharks Director of Rugby, Darren Lamont, and he's with Carrie Morris right now.
Hiya Darren, it's nice to see you back at the Corpacq Stadium. How are the women feeling today after quite a hard run away from home?
Let's go, Sale Sharks! No, real hard run, but real competitive last week, and they trained brilliant, so loads of buzz, and they're excited about giving it a go.
Yeah, and it's good to see that you've got some more experience back on the bench. You've got Hannah Field and Gwen Piers back. How important will they be when it comes to being back at the squad? Yeah,
they'll give the girls a bit of a lift, really. They've got some real good rugby IQ, and again, it works well in training, but hopefully we'll see them in the second half and they'll take it to another level and hopefully get the result over the line for us.
Yeah, and now I'll leave you to it because
all right, cheers, thank you.
Best of luck.
Darren Lamont there, giving us his last reflections as this game gets underway with Carrie Morris. And we're in the early stages of proceedings. Early penalty for DMP at the breakdown, and an opportunity for Chloe Broom, their young scrum half, physics student at Durham University, to set DMP moving. Male Peacuts there French-born open side flanker takes that ball up. Broom. Popping it short. Positive start this from DMP. Strong tackle from Laura Perrin on the halfway line. First knock on of the afternoon as the ball goes wide to Lauren Torley. Her first start for the DMP Sharks this afternoon. That'll be a free kick to Sale, which Katie Daly-McLean can contemplate. Next to kick into some space. Sophie Shams at fullback picks up for DMP. Player who lives in Dubai and is in the third year at Durham University, but penalty coming and taken very quickly by Jess Roberts. Always looking to innovate. Roberts, is she through? Chance here for Jess Roberts. 5 metres short. Can Sale get the support there quick enough? Quick thinking from Roberts, giving Sale an opportunity. This is where they were so dangerous in the reverse fixture a few weeks ago. The pick and go will be an option here. As Sale try and force an early score. Scarlett Fielding driving hard, but held up a metre short. Jess Roberts digs that out. Cross kick, destined for Jodie Allensley. Can Allensley finish? Allensley back inside. Lisa Newman, worked left. Can Sale get in at the corner? Though they can't. Bundled into touch. Good cover, but we go back for the penalty. Jess Roberts contemplating another quick tap. Owen Taylor slowing things down. But Sale with an opportunity here early on to get on the scoreboard. Daly-McLean comes forward. And Sale back in their line-out, Murray.
Yeah, it's a really positive start from Sale. I can't think of a better position they'd want to be within the first sort of 2 or 3 minutes. So really clinical there from Jess. You've just seen the space in front and it's a great option. So I think they'll be hoping to get something from this line out and then again being clinical within the 22 now and trying to get some points on the board.
Important throw this then for Scarlett Fielding. Beth Stafford supports the jump of Nicola Howard. Very solid ball from Howard. Can Sale get the drive over here? Lucy Winter held up. Manages to pop it back. Daly-McLean to Newman. Lisa Newman trying to force her way through. Newman driving for the line. Surely gets it down. And yes, confirmation from referee Taylor. Lisa Newman making the burst and backing her power to force her way through. She crosses for the 3rd time this season. And Sale take a 4th-minute lead. It's Sale Sharks 5, DMP 0.
Oh, that was much more clinical from Sale. We've had a good platform off the line out, and then the forwards have done well. And actually seen Lisa hands on ball really early, and she's had a really positive carry, and she's gone over.
Strong start then for Sale. And Lisa Newman, 15 Welsh caps to her name, showing her experience and quality there in getting her way through. And now an opportunity for Katie Daly-McLean to add the extras. Straight and true from Katie Daly-McLean, making it Sale Sharks 7, DMP 0. And here's Ollie.
From Tanya Newman, who says, "Go Sharks, watching in Valencia province, Spain." I wonder if that's a family relation to Lisa Newman, who's just scored the try.
Could well be. If so, hopefully that's made the Valencian afternoon even better. Really, really good start then for Sale. And DMP restart. Beth Stafford claiming the restart for Sale, the skipper. Roberts to Daly-McLean. Pop short to Katie Horton, one of the big ball carriers in this Sale side. Sale, though, penalised. Murray.
Yeah, I think Sale probably be a bit disappointed with that. They've had a really positive start, and then actually a bit of a mistake there has given DMP another opportunity to get hands on ball and get attacking. Kind of, they're right on the edge of the 22 now.
Broom to Dads. Popped short to Jess Vishu. First year at Durham University. She drives forward. Now it's Dads again at fly half. Double tackle in midfield. Laura Perrin and Lisa Newman involved, but DMP Still in possession. Breaking the gain line there. Really good work from Jasmine Hazel. As DMP move into the 22. Switch pass to Churn. Danger here for Sale. Really good response from the northeast side as Broom looks to try and bring in Amy Lazell. Taylor again bringing the players back for an earlier incident. That will, though, be a DMP penalty for not rolling away. And a chance, perhaps, for DMP to pull 3 points back if they elect to kick for the sticks.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what DMP do from here. It looks like they could potentially be going for the the tap. It looks like they just want to get playing.
Broom takes it herself, pops it short to once more. Decent service from her, but that one's gone to ground. Referee, though, happy to let it go. Broom. Stad's brought down in midfield. Got a whistling early on from Owen Taylor in conversation with Beth Stafford there. And another DMP penalty. Mari.
Yeah, Sale will have to be careful. Been quite a few penalties against them, which isn't helping our momentum at all, and it's given DMP the opportunity to get kind of a free play and hands on ball, and they're actually carrying very well. So I think we need to be very careful with it and looking at those one-on-one tackles.
Really strong fight back this from DMP, having conceded that early try. Shams at the back of the hand to Jess Dad.
The end.
Yeah, the kick from Amy Lazell not finding time. Another error, though, leading to a DMP free kick. It's frenetic stuff in the early catching Sale in these early encounters, having the better of the territory. Sale, though it is, we've got advantage on the scoreboard after that early try, but yet another penalty. Now a chance. Right to the back and
They want to play, they want to keep everything quite tight. They've got big ball carriers and we're kind of playing into their hands with that at the moment.
decent clearance kick from Katie Daly-McLean gives everyone a breather as we hit the 10-minute mark here at the Corpacq Stadium. Mari Grieve, the former Scottish scrum half and injured scale scrum half, alongside myself, Chris Malaband, as we bring you the pictures from Sale's penultimate home match. by the referee, and Sale through Daly McLean have the chance to clear. Good charge down. Sale inside DMP territory again. Can they take advantage? Up against her former club this afternoon, Katie Daly.
Opportunity to clear their lines a bit.
Amy Lazell with the clearing kick, second-year sports science student at Durham University. 12 of these starting 15 players for DMP Durham Sharks, current students. 2 teachers, the Churm sisters, and Amy Oro works in fire safety, but a very young side apart from those 3, all still learning the game and learning it in some fairly uncompromising games in the Alliance Premier 15s as Lisa Newman looks to get it wide to Lauren Delaney. Delaney pinging her ears back, going for the corner. Can she get there? Really good cover from Lauren Torley on her debut for DMP. First start for her this afternoon, and up against an international winger in Lauren Delaney. She did really well there.
Yeah, it was great cover defence there from DMP, and just not giving Lauren the opportunity to get in the corner, which she'd be looking for. But it'll be interesting battles on the wings this throughout the day.
Lauren Delaney, Sale's leading try scorer with 4 this season. With a tremendous score against Saracens. Chip and chase last week. Brilliantly executed, but that's a solid line out for DMP. Going to Brogan Churm, who also plays rugby league to a very good standard for Featherstone Rovers. Jess Dadds securing the ball on the floor for the visitors there. Broom waits at 9. Plenty of height on the clearance, but not finding touch. Chance for Sale to potentially build again inside DMP territory. Abu Mazouk steps in at scrum half. Daly McLean's long pass to Lucy Winter. Winter backs herself to try and force her way through a gap. Roberts. Daly McLean. Perrin to Wooden. Now Allensley. Jodie Allensley getting plenty of touches of the ball in these opening minutes. Roberts to Daly McLean. Half intercepted. Was it knocked on? Owen Taylor giving the advantage to Sale. Daly McLean's chip through. Aimed at Allensley. But back we go for offside. And that will give Sale a penalty and the opportunity perhaps for Daly McLean to probe for the corner.
Yeah, I think Katie might be looking to go to the corner, but oh no, it looks like it's a DMP penalty. I'm not sure what this one's for. Potentially offside, I wonder.
Yeah, the offside was the signal that the referee gave. Oh dear, there's a miss kick from Cooksey. Went straight to the hands of Katie Horton, I think it was, and Terry Wynne Davis can carry that forward. So DMP lose the opportunity of giving themselves a little. Daly McLean to Nicola Howard. And the knock-on goes in DMP's favour. A match that's so frenetic at the moment, Mari, it's rather littered with mistakes.
Yeah, it's been messy from both sides, really, and we're not getting a lot of rugby played. We're struggling to get past a few phases, so I think both teams just need to settle things down and look to go through the hands and maybe try and take away some of the frantic that we're seeing at the moment.
We've got a bit of a break in play, a chance for both teams to conversation and reflect on how it's
Rakopi Oka says hello from Japan. Ruth Morris, come on Sharks. Sean Martin, hello from South Africa. Let's go Sharks. David Hopwood, come on Sale. Sharks, go get them. Jodie, all the best from Whitby. So people getting in touch from all over the world again, Chris. Japan, South Africa, Wales, everywhere.
and Whitby.
And Whitby, yeah.
One of the greatest seafronts. Have you been to Whitby, Mari?
No, I've not.
Put it on your list.
I'll add
honestly.
it.
Whitby Beach is one of the greatest seafronts. I was on holiday in Scarborough a couple of years ago and we had an amazing, one of the best fish and chips I've ever had at Whitby Beach. It's a glorious place on a nice day. So greetings to all listening in Whitby, and great to have some support for Jodie Allensley, who's making her first start at this afternoon. Is she really kind of a yard quicker than everyone else in the squad, Mari? Has she got that extra bit of pace?
She's certainly a yard quicker than me. Yeah, I think she does have. Yeah, I think.
To finish, doesn't it? Because it's so often about a kind of 2-on-2 situation in sevens. You've just got to find a way of getting over the line. Live, Elisa Newman try converted by Katie Daly-McLean. The difference between the sides, but DMP have enjoyed some good territory in the Sale 22 and have played with a real sense of adventure so far. But it's the home side with the lead as Jess Wooden, at fullback for Sale today, has to retreat and get a side out of a bit of difficulty here. Once more DMP up quickly and Wooden penalised. Sale couldn't get there in
Unfortunate there for Jess. She's done really well on the cover, but it's just got isolated, and there's not really another option from there for her. Oh, they're going to go for the post now, DMP.
I think that makes good sense, Mari. To get some points for DMP on the board this afternoon. Ought to be fairly straightforward, this one, you'd hope. Good connection, and there it goes, bouncing gloriously off a car windscreen, but through the posts, most importantly. Rosie
On the board to build on.
Ellie McLean with the restart. Colliding hard with Her inside centre. And DMP back in possession again as once more, plenty of intent from Alana Bainbridge, their England under-20s hooker. Jess Dadds with a little chip over the top, fielded by Wooden, who has support from Allensley. Penalty coming though again, and I've rather lost count, Mari, of the number of penalties Sale are conceding at the breakdown.
No, it's getting very high, and I think that looks to be an area that DMP have kind of to target from the week, and it's certainly working at the moment for us. So something Sale need to fix going forward, or a yellow card the way we're going.
Ollie.
Got some score updates from elsewhere, Chris, in the Allianz Premier 15 down at Corpacq. Wins 12-0 up against Bristol Bears. Wasps leading Loughborough by
Now, more good position here for Scarlett Fielding to try and work with, just outside the 22. Goes deep. Great take from Jess Elbeck in the line out. Here's Daly McLean to Perrin. Perrin looking to try and release Newman, but it's intercepted, and for a second it looked like DMP were going to get away. Advantage coming their way. Broom to Dad's. Pass doesn't get a hand, and Sophie Shams has to try and keep the attack going with the ball that came to her feet. Broom again. Popped short to Jess, worked hard early on. Wooden has to go back and deal with another testing kick. Not much space for the American to work with here. She does very well actually in getting that up the touch line, and as she found out, yes, excellent work from Jess Wooden under pressure and with little room to move. Takes Sale back towards halfway.
Yeah, Jess has been busy in the backfield today, and she's done brilliantly there. It's a great kick, just bouncing in and rolling out into touch for us. I think DMP are bringing quite a lot of variety to their attacking game, which is something we haven't seen a lot of from them before. This kicking game isn't something that they often do, so it's putting Sale on their toes a bit.
Bainbridge's throw to Tilly Churm at the front is well executed, and DMP again try and get Amy Oro to drive forward. One of the few in this side not in full-time education. DMP up to halfway again. Have been thus far. Dad's again. Misses out Shams and goes wide to Rosie Blount. Sale working hard at the breakdown, but once again, a shrill blast from referee Owen Taylor. We haven't had too many long passages of play, Mari, have we? It generally hasn't been long before we've heard from the referee.
Yeah, there's been a lot of either penalties being given away or handing errors, so we're seeing a lot of stoppages in play, and we're not getting many phases. I think both teams are quite frantic with it, and it's not really playing into anyone's favour at the moment.
Chloe Broom with the restart. What's it left? Oro. Bringing in Caitlin Simpson. Durham Sharks just running out of room there. Bit of a collision involving Laura Perrin. Everybody good to see safely up from that. But the ambition is clear from the DMP Sharks, Mari, isn't it? They're keen to get ball in hand, interchange forward and backs, and try and get as much forward momentum as they can get.
Yeah, they come out hard in their attacking, and they're looking to, I think, carry short initially, and then they're trying to get it out wide, and they're being ambitious with the way that
on goes Jasmine Hazel. Hazel fighting hard with Katie Daly-McLean at the breakdown. A little bit scrappy again. DMP going to hang on to this. Larry Wynne Davis working hard in there as well, but at the end of the ruck and the counter ruck, it's DMP who come up with it. Shams spills that under pressure from Abu Mazouk. And Abu Mazouk manages to pick up the loose ball. Jess Roberts can try and settle things down a little bit. Fielding, Daly McLean. Stafford gets it away to Lauren Delaney. Chance for Delaney to make some field position. There goes Lauren Delaney. She's backing herself for the corner. Delaney, can she get through? Excellent cover again on Lauren Delaney when it looked for a minute like she might be able to escape. And penalised for holding on at the tackle. Sale couldn't support to her quick enough. And once more, the opportunity to get in at the corner. Very strong DMP defence. Firmly closes the door. And a chance for the visitors to clear. Murray.
They've done great on the cover defence there. For everyone involved, it looked like Lauren was going to be in the corner, but great effort for them coming in, and then someone. Yeah, there was a very exciting one last night.
Going to give DMP the opportunity perhaps to sense an opportunity here. As Amy Oro, their wing forward, gives that a good old thump and takes DMP up to halfway.
I think that's just a cumulative of team.
Broom. Popped short to Jasmine Hazel. Broom once more.
Do to get some more points before the half time.
Ollie Lathrop, what have you got for us?
Just that on that was what the yellow card was for.
Thank you. Conversation between Horton having to work hard to secure that. Roberts back to Beth Stafford. Stafford working hard to get back on the right side as she twists and turns on the floor. Nicola Howard in playing scrum half to Horton meted away.
Tail.
Shoulder push.
Straight out the tunnel.
A little bit loose. Allensley has to pick up and go. Laney, but it's thrown forward in the tackle, and DMP's scrambling defence is good enough. Good cover and thrown forward in the tackle, giving a DMP free kick.
Yeah, I think Sale will be disappointed with that. It was quite messy from the start, and we've just kind of lost an opportunity there, but there's a chance to get the ball back and get some more possession here. And it's a tricky place for DMP to exit now.
Broom digs that one out. Down. Broom again, waiting at the bottom of this ruck. Decent connection with the clearance, but doesn't find touch. Wooden. Loose pass, but well picked up by Allensley, and Allensley going onto that ball at speed. She's looked a threat in open field. Decent DMP cover, though, on the 22. Roberts, Daly McLean. Horton with the carry. Roberts again. Stafford. Sale asking questions late in this first half, looking to try and give themselves a decent window on the scoreboard at half-time. Wide it goes to Allensley. Allensley, though, well brought by Rosie Blount, who's defended well at right wing in this first half. Sale, though, finishing the stronger. Stafford trying to find her way through. We need to try and get that ball to ground and ensure it can be recycled. She does just that. Roberts, Daly McLean fielding, taking the ball at pace. Good tackle from Tilly Churm. Roberts thinks about going herself. Roberts reaches for the line. Does she get there? No. Knocked on as Roberts reached for the line. Looked for a moment like Jess Roberts might have got there.
Yeah, it did look as though she was in, but I'm not sure. I think they're worried about the grounding a bit, are they, and they're knocking it on.
Nope. Looks like the try's been given. Owen Taylor, in conversation with Kieran Henry, eventually gives the score, while Jess Roberts making one of her familiar darts for the line. She had to have a second go at it, and DMP thought they might have stopped her. But after consultation with his assistant referee, Owen Taylor, happy enough with the grounding. And that takes the Sale lead out to 12 points to 3 in the final seconds of this first half.
I think Sale will be happy with that, getting some more points on the board before half-time and give them a bit of momentum to kick into the second half.
A bit harsh, perhaps, on DMP on the scoreboard after they'd done so many things well in this first half. Had a lot of decent territory, but Sale have been the more clinical in the red zone. Daly McLean has the chance now to extend the lead. The post it comes, and the post is not Katie Daly McLean's friend on that occasion, so 12 points to 3. It looks like we've still got enough time to restart in the last few seconds of this first half. Ollie.
Yep, plenty more people getting in touch on social media, Chris. Mandy Lamont Stringfellow says, go Sharkettes. Jana Christina, come on Sharks, awesome try Lisa, proud of you sis. Lauren Baker, come on Sal, from the world, welcome Scarlett Fielding.
Thanks everybody for getting in touch. Please continue to do so in the second half. Rosie Blount to restart proceedings for DMP. Goes straight up the middle. Lisa Newman picks up, and now is a chance for Lisa Newman to get away here. Newman striding through open field. Great break from Lisa Newman, and suddenly from nowhere Sale have an opportunity to further extend their lead in the final seconds of this half, but that pass out of the grip of Lauren Delaney. And will that be the cessation of proceedings for the first half? No. Helen Taylor happy to let that go a bit, but Lisa Newman once more though, Mari, showing her pace.
Yeah, that's a great individual effort from Lisa. It just shows her pace and actually how powerful she is in the contact. She's broke through a number of tackles there, and it's just unfortunate we haven't been able to finish it towards the end.
Loose pass from Tilly Sherman, and Ounsley's picked it up. Here goes Lisa Newman again, and Sale finishing this half strongly, but very good tackle from Rosie Blount. There's enough to disturb the pass from Newman. Roberts, Abu Mazouk to Horton. Katie Horton driving up towards halfway. Roberts to Daly McLean. Daly McLean with the cross kick. Lauren Delaney, the intended recipient. She manages to take it. Can she get there? Sophie Shams with the cover. Fielding pops it back. Beth Stafford there too. Sale 5 metres short. Held up though over the line. Referee Owen Taylor having a good look at that with Nia Parsonage, his assistant. But it will be a 5 metre scrum as Jess Elbeck returns from her 10 minutes on the sidelines.
Yeah, it's great cover and scramble defence there from DMP. I think Scarlett's been really unlucky not to get it down in the corner, but I think the great attacking platform that Sale have got from that kick-off, and they'll be looking to get another score on the board before we go in at half-time and just really get the confidence up going into the second.
At Durham a few weeks ago, and Aisha Abu Mazouk for the second time this season crosses for Sale, and Sale starting to move away from DMP in the latter stages of this first half. The power of the Sale forwards too much in the end for the visitors to deal with, and Aisha Abu Mazouk takes the lead out to 14 points. It's Sale 17, DMP 3.
Yeah, it's a great score from Sale and exactly what they need going into the half-time, and I think there's been passages of play that have been very messy, but really the last kind of 10 minutes Sale have kind of got into the swing of things and started playing how they want to play, so really just need to kick that on going into the second half.
I'm not entirely sure where all this extra time has come from at the end of this first half, because we hit 35 minutes a good 3 minutes ago. Sale though have benefited. Conversion is successful from Katie Daly McLean, And that takes us to half-time. Sale 19, DMP 3. Lisa Newman, Jess Roberts and Aisha Abu-Mazouk with the tries. 2 of them converted by Katie Daly-McLean, and for DMP, a Rosie Blount penalty halfway through the first half. Perhaps rather underscores their efforts after a first half. Mari, how would you sum up the opening 35?
I think DMP have come out with great intent, and they've actually had a lot of attacking phases. I think they've been unlucky not to get more on the board. Probably from Sale's point of view, they came out really strong. We've got that early score on the board, and then just at times kind of lost our shape a little bit. But the last 10 minutes have been really positive from a Sale perspective, and starting to play the attacking shape that we want to play. And we're seeing these strong ball carriers, and it's paying off, and we're getting these extra points on the board.
From a DMP perspective, Mari, though, they've played with a real spirit in that first half. They've had a number of forays in the Sale 22. As a game, it's almost slightly reminded me of the game against Harlequins here a few weeks ago, where the DMP performance has almost mirrored how Sale played that day, and Sale have been the Harlequins. It's kind of been that clinical, taking the points when you've been at the other end, that Sale have managed to do today that Quins did to Sale a few weeks ago. Yeah,
I was actually just thinking the exact same. We've seen DMP have had a lot of possession within the Sale 22, and they've just been unfortunate not to come away with the points, and maybe that clinical aspect of things that we're not seeing. And on the flip side, we've seen Sale have actually had not a great deal of possession, but the opportunities that they've had, they've come away and taken the points, which is the main thing that Sale really needed to work on.
Well, 3 tries for Sale, so the extra bonus point is within view. Only one occasion previously this season that Sale have picked up the try bonus point, which was in this fixture up at Durham University a few weeks ago, but Sale closing in on that. Lisa Newman with the opening try in the 4th minute, converted by Katie Daly-McLean, and then just before half-time, after DMP had the better of a good chunk of that first half, Jess Roberts wriggling her way over before Aisha Abu-Mazouk powered her way through just before half-time. So 19 points to 3 here. We'll be back in action in a few minutes' time, but during half-time we have got the opportunity to catch up with a further member of the Sale Sharks coaching team, who is downstairs with Carrie Morris now.
Hi, how was that first half?
I think it was a different one. I definitely think that DMP have come with a decent game plan, disrupted the rucks, looked to play the tips and looked to stab back inside to get our offset in the defence. But it's been a good challenge. We could have taken more chances, and we'll know that. But again, it's about us resetting, looking to push on now and alleviate some of the worries that we've had in that first half.
Were you surprised at all at how challenging DMP have been?
No, I think we expected it. We know they've got a good coaching staff. We've been working hard with them over the last week. We knew that the first game wasn't going to be a reflection of the second game. So it was about us knowing that we were going to do that and how we have the plan B, C, D and E.
And an early try for Sale, how did that set up the rest of the game for them?
I think it set us well. I think sometimes you can have 2 ways with players, that it can sometimes set you up and propel you into better scorelines, but also for us, we seem to have been a bit complacent in that, and we've allowed some silly penalties, and we've definitely not been executing as well as we want to do in this first half.
What do you think that those penalties were down to?
I think it's just being a bit more eager to get around the ruck. We want to get the ball in hand. We want to give ourselves opportunities, and sometimes that can lead us to a bit of over aggression in areas and giving them silly penalties away.
Yeah, and of course you got the early try, but you also got those 2 late tries. How will that set up the second half?
Well, hopefully it'll spur us on. We don't want to go with the first try and start taking us backwards, so we want to make sure that is a platform to where we should be doing, and a good quality of example of good execution and good game plan, and that's what we need to get back to, our own game plan, and like we say, it's 90% us and 10% them.
And there's plenty of positives to take away from that?
Oh yeah, 100%. There's a lot of great runs, great opportunities. It's just backing that up with outcome. The performances are there, and the moments in the games are happening. We've just got to get the ball over the white line.
Fingers crossed. Thank
Cheers.
you very much.
Thank you.
Back to you, Chris.
Sharks assistant coach giving his half-time reflections to our reporter Carrie Morris. Pitch side as we have the half-time break here at the Corpacq Stadium. Andrew saying there, Mari, that a lot of the times around the rucks he thought it was just over-eagerness from Sale players. How would you see it?
I think everyone's trying very hard to get hands on ball, and everyone just wants to play and attack. So I think we're potentially at times maybe a little bit off our feet. And then I think the referees are really hot on that at the moment, so it's something that we're unfortunately getting penalised on, but I guess an area that they can focus on in the second half and try and reduce the error count.
So, Mara, we've got you with us again in the commentary box today, which is always a pleasure, but we'd love to see you back out there on the pitch. So what's the latest on your injury?
So it's progressing really well. Our shoulders kind of got full range of movement again, so it's just really getting it strong, because at the moment it's difficult to pick up a cup of tea, so hopefully not too long, but I think the aim is maybe before the end of the season, but we're just kind of playing it by ear at the moment.
But it's still difficult for you, seriously, to pick up a mug of hot drink.
Yeah, full stretch, it's hard work, but it's strong in certain positions, but then in others you realise actually maybe it's not quite 100% yet.
Goodness. And this, of course, for those who weren't able to join us last time we were together, was all because of your life as a vet, or largely because of your life as a vet. Just tell us again the sequence of events that's led to you being out.
Yeah, so basically I work as a small animal vet, and I unfortunately got bitten by someone's pet rat at work, and then just a couple of weeks of not feeling very well, and then I started to get a sore shoulder, and I basically ended up with a joint infection and a week staying within Shaw Hospital and a few courses of antibiotics later, and we're here now, so it's better than it was.
Goodness me, what an ordeal, but just showing us again that many women's rugby players at the moment aren't able to play full-time professionally. So sometimes the job you do for a living can impact you in ways you wouldn't anticipate as a rugby player. But good to hear the progress, Mari, anyway, and hopefully we will see you before the end of the season. Ollie Lathrop has been keeping an eye on the other matches today in the Alliance Premier 15s. Ollie, what's the half-time news around the patch?
Well, lots of exciting games going on. Chris, Quins 33-0 up against Bristol Bears away from home, so Quins having a good day out there. Wasps 19-7 up against Loughborough Lightning. Saracens 21-10 down to Exeter Chiefs. We've said about how well Exeter Chiefs are going at the minute, Chris. 21-10 up.
Goodness.
Down at Allianz Park. And Gloucester 7-0 up on Worcester. That was a 2:30 start, so not too far into that one. And at Murrayfield in the Six Nations, Scotland 17, Italy 10. So a frantic start to that game at Murrayfield.
Wow. Well, we were saying before kick-off, thank you, Ollie, that Exeter have done so well this season. What a scout that would be if they went to Saracens and won today.
Yeah, I think so. They've run a lot of the top teams very close, and they've got the wins on a few occasions. I think they're definitely the team to beat at the moment. And Saracens probably not expecting that. They've kind of gone the last 3 seasons kind of getting it all their own way, and they've always been coming out on top. So I think great competition from that respect at the top of the table.
Just turning briefly, Mari, to the men's Six Nations, which comes to a conclusion today with your Scottish hat on, having worn the Scottish shirt a number of times as an international. Where do you think Scotland are up to now? We've heard from Ollie they're beating Italy 17-10, but thus far in the tournament, are Scottish fans ultimately pleased or slightly disappointed with how it's gone?
I think kind of a mix of things. Obviously pleased at the start. We always like to beat England. And then they've had a couple of close losses, which they'll be disappointed with, but I think performance-wise they're improving. And really now it's just about building, kind of going into the next World Cup for them. And they'll be hopefully get a win today, but it sounds like it's a close game at the moment.
Could be key players, though, for the British Lions this summer. We wait to hear, of course, whether that will be played here in the UK. Australia has been ruled out. It looks at the moment that the most likely scenario will be in the UK. But in Stuart Hogg and Finn Russell, the chances are that 2 of the key positions on the field will be filled, probably in the Test, subject to injury, by Scots.
Yeah, which would be very exciting. The 2 of them, both Finn and Stuart Hogg, play very exciting rugby, and I think something that positionally we don't see across the other nations. So I think from a Scottish perspective, if we could see both of them in starting line shirts, be very happy all round.
Well, Stuart Hogg, of course, with that horrendous injury on the last Lions tour, missed out for the vast majority of that tour, but a key player you'd think for the Lions this summer, and we wait to hear whether the South African team will come to the UK shores and will move the tests around the home nations, or how that will be organised. Hasn't been confirmed, of course, that it might not still be delayed a year, but that doesn't seem to be favoured in senior circles. So the likeliest outcome does appear to be South Africa coming to the UK. It's going to be a very different kind of Lions experience. They're exciting, but in some way kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I think they kind of lose a bit of the tour aspect.
Yeah.
To just be playing at home, really, but I guess still like, a massive honour for any of them that get involved with it, and I'm sure they still have a lot of fun involved, but slightly cooler climate.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And if I go back to my childhood, I remember the 1989 tour. That ages me, to Australia, and getting up at 5 in the morning with my dad and watching a slightly grainy picture and seeing the British Lions beating the Australians. There's just a magic about watching rugby that was clearly being played a long way from home, and this British Lions team that you never saw play in the UK but only kind of came to life abroad. Some of that will be lost, won't it?
Yeah, I think some of the magic of it almost will be lost. So still exciting for them, but yeah, you're losing that early wake up to watch them play in the Southern Hemisphere.
That's right, and the Loftus Versfeld and all the grounds in South Africa, which are such cauldrons to play at, will obviously be very different when it becomes the Principality Stadium or Twickenham or whichever grounds are used here, if of course it does happen in the UK. But it'll be good to just see the series happen. We wait to see how and where and when. Right, we're ready for the second half here of this round 15 Alliance Premier 15s match this afternoon. Sale Sharks 19, DMP 3 if you're just joining us on Sharks Live. Don't forget, you can get in touch on social media throughout the broadcast today. If you're watching on YouTube or on Twitter or on Facebook, please send us your messages. Always great to hear from where people are watching. We know we've got watchers in Japan and South Africa today. And always good to hear where you're watching the coverage from as we get ready for the second half. Sale having scored those 2 late tries to give themselves some scoreboard daylight even against the DMP Sharks. And restarts with Katie Daly-McLean, as ever, getting Sale underway. Launching that ball up, and straight away DMP with the opportunity to set something up through Jess Vishu. Alana Bainbridge at hooker, then taking it on. Chloe Broom, pop short to Jess Dadds. Nice ball back inside to bring in the impressive winger Rosie Blount, who's really stood out for DMP in the first half of this game. Amy Lazelle can continue the attack for the visitors. Who've been playing at Durham University this season. Darlington Moden Park Rugby Club, a COVID vaccination centre, so no opportunity for DMP to play at the Northern Echo Arena. So Durham University have provided their facility for both training and for matches on their 4G surface. Here's Shams. Right, it goes again to Rosie Blount. He doesn't have much space to work with, and Jodie Allensley manages to shepherd her into touch. There'll be a Sale line out on the DMP 10 metre.
Another positive start for DMP. They're getting hands on ball. I think they'll probably just be looking to play slightly further up the pitch, kind of going forward, but it's a great opportunity here for Sale to get some attack going and get back into DMP's 22.
Scarlett Fielding prepares to throw. Freya Helen is the replacement hooker on the bench today, but Fielding throws that too long. A chance for DMP to pick up possession. Here's Jess Dadds at number 10, the Northumbria University student, and she wins the penalty.
Yeah, I've just been unfortunate there. It looks a bit of a high tackle, and it's given DMP the opportunity now to kick it up the pitch a little bit and get playing again.
Again, Amy Oro given the duties to move DMP forward. Oro, a very proficient footballer and cricketer, as well as being a talented rugby player, just back into the side from a recent knee injury. Offering a kicking option as well to DMP. Here's Bainbridge then with the throw. Taken at the back by Mael Picut, the open side flanker. Dadds finds Amy Lazelle in midfield. Oro in support to drive Lazelle forward. Chloe Broom. Now Cooksey trying to get away. Caitlin Simpson, the loosehead prop, appearing on the left wing, but DMP putting some phases together here. Lost in the tackle though, and a chance for Sale to turn the ball over. Roberts to Lucy Winter. Winter in possession on halfway. Roberts back to Daly McLean. Kick over the top. Chance for Lauren Delaney to chase after this one and put pressure on Lauren Torley. Torley running it out of defence. Doing well, but then smashed to the ground by Aisha Abu Mazouk. Broom to Brogan Cherm. Once more DMP looking to try and play their way out of trouble in a relatively dangerous area rather than look to kick clear. Now in a awkward position, what's known as coffin corner. Can Chloe Broom find a kick here? Well, she can off her left foot, but it goes in field. Blast though from referee Taylor. Stoppage in play here for an injury to Nicola Howard. Looks in a bit of pain, Mari.
Yeah, no, Nicola definitely doesn't look very comfortable there. That was great vision by Katie Daly-McLean. She's just seen the space in behind. The ball's rolled beautifully, and that's a really difficult place for DMP to exit. They've been quite ambitious trying to run it out, but I think in the end the kicks come away, but hopefully everything's okay with Nicola.
You know, Nicola Howard looks like she's really struggling here. I'm guessing this might mean Hannah Field or Georgie Perris-Redding are introduced here. No Vicki Irwin on the bench today for Sale, so no like-for-like second row.
No, it'll be interesting to see who's going to come on and go in the second row, whether we'll have a shift of... I think Lucy Winters played a little bit in there, so whether she'll shift in and maybe Hannah will go on the flank, but it looks like Hannah Field's coming on now.
Yep, Hannah Field into the fray, so I think, as Mari said, Lucy Winter likely to move up to second row and Field will drop into the back row alongside Jess Elbeck and Beth Stafford. And we wait to hear news of Nicola Howard. Let's hope that's not too serious as Jess Wooden tries to take Sale forward again. DMP once more struggling to clear their lines with the kick. Roberts to Stafford. Here is Hannah Field, former England international, into the action straight away. Roberts. Wooden. Working her way back inside. I'm going to try and get some support from Lauren Delaney. Here is Roberts. To Hannah Field. Katie Horton. Pace onto the ball from Lucy Winter, and Sale starting to ask the question here. Nice angle from Daly McLean. Here's Lisa Newman. Can Allensley finish? Real opportunity for Jodie Allensley. She's not going to miss that. Nice finish from the Sale left winger. And Jodie Allensley opens her account for the Sharks. A really nice finish from the England Sevens player. The opportunity was well crafted and Allensley had enough space to make her burst down the touchline. There's the bonus point try from Sale and Jodie Allensley with it. It's 24 points to 3.
Yeah, it's great hands in there from Sale. We've kept the ball alive and just I found some space on the edge finally for Jodie to get involved, and then she's got put it down in the corner, which is great to see for her, get her first try for Sale.
Confident finish from Jodie Allensley. She's worked in that sort of space plenty of times before through her career, and well worked along the Sale back line. Good pace from Lucy Winter injecting into that move, and then Katie Daly-McLean using her experience to make sure the overlap could be worked. And an opportunity now for Sale with that bonus point having been secured, Murray, you'd think, to try and experiment perhaps in the remaining part of this game?
Yeah, I think they want to kick on going forward. They wanted to get the first score after the half-time and really just keep going with the processes of things, and we might see the opportunity to see a few more players get involved a little bit sooner, get some game time for a few that haven't had a lot at the moment. Yeah, I think good to see and can just get attacking again.
Katie Daly-McLean missing the conversion there, but 24-3 is the Sale advantage with 7 played in this second half. Ollie Lathrope, what have you got for us?
Some more socials, Chris. Amy Prince getting Jess Ann. Let's have another. Kai Newman supporting Sale Sharks with hearts and souls, sending lots of wishes from the Espana fan club. Richard Morris, good luck second half Sharks. And a message from some DMP fans. Ruth Cooksey, come on DMP. And Jess Cooksey from Somerset.
Good to have DMP fans joining us today. Members of the Cooksey family supporting Jess there as Sale look like they're going to make one or two imminent substitutions from the bench. I can see Gwen Piers is stripped and readied, and looks like Alex Wallace as well. So we'll keep an eye on those for you, as Mari Grieve was mentioning. Good opportunity perhaps now for Darren Lamont to get some more game time into some of the players who haven't had as much of late.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see Gwen come back from injury as well. She's a really exciting player and definitely a big ball carrier to get involved at the moment. I'm sure she's ready to get involved again.
Not straight, that line out, and gives Sale the chance to build again. Yeah, Gwen Piers, it's a long time since we've seen her in a blue shirt, Mari, isn't it? We have to go back to the game against Worcester at the end of November, so she's had to really spend a lot of time being patient and getting ready again.
Yeah, she's worked really hard with the rehab and she's definitely looked great in training this week, so she's been missed, definitely. She brings a lot to the field, so it's great to see her back involved and back fit, ready.
Scrum to Sale then, which Jess Roberts can stand over. The home side 21 points to the good, and looking good for their third victory of the season. I'm sure though DMP are going to give it everything right to the 70th minute as that scrum goes down. Referee Taylor seems happy to play on though, and Roberts digs it out to Daly McLean, who finds Lauren Delaney bursting through the centre. Great pace from Lauren Delaney. Delaney ripping through the DMP cover up to the 22. Really good break from the Irish winger. Can Sale take advantage of this broken field position that they've now got? Hannah Field joins the attack. Quick ball essential for Jess Roberts. Elbeck, Stafford, Katie Horton, good hands, Stafford, Newman, Allensley again. Jodie Allensley looking for the corner. Brought down, good cover once more from Rosie Blount. But Sale once more making good ground and good interchange after Lauren Delaney made the initial break. The forwards continuing the move, and in the end Jodie Allensley just running out of room. Murray.
Yeah, the sea just kind of parted in front of Lauren there in that scrum move, and she'd be happy to see that open space in front of her. She did really well with the footwork, and I think Sale kept the ball alive brilliantly, and you've just been unfortunate there, just run out of space for Jodie in the end. It looks like there's a few Sale changes as well now.
Yeah, Lauren Delaney, that will be her last action of the day. She has done her turn, and Aisha Abu Mazouk off as well. So
replaced by number 23 Alex Wallace, and again returning from injury, great to see her back, number 17 Gwen Piers.
So you heard the public address announced there. Gwen Piers on and Alex Wallace on for Lauren Delaney on the right wing. Gwen Piers on at loosehead prop for Aisha Abu Mazouk. So 23 minutes or so for Gwen Piers to test out her leg and get back into match action again.
Yeah, exciting opportunity for them both. They get a fair chunk of game time now going forward, and nice to see Alex back on the wing as well, and hopefully she'll get a few opportunities to get hands on ball and get going.
Discussions amongst the Sale forwards as Scarlett Fielding prepares to throw. 24 points to 3 then the Sale lead. Tries from Lisa Newman, Jess Roberts, Aisha Abu Mazouk and Jodie Allensley, her first in dark blue. Rosie Blount replying for DMP in the first half. But Sale just starting to turn the screw, it seems now, in the second period.
Yeah, it's a great attacking opportunity here for Sale in the 22, and whether we're looking to drive this line out and get a little bit of momentum going forward.
Well, Hannah Field just about got her hands on that. Tulare Wynne Davis manages to pick up the scraps. Roberts to Daly McLean. Daly McLean with a dummy is brought down by Jess Dadds. Roberts again directing operations from the base. Here's Laura Perrin trying to thread the needle through the cover. Here's Fielding in support. Roberts again with decent quick ball. Newman draws the cover. Jess Wooden in support at the breakdown, but looks like Roberts is going to go for open field. She can't get there. Brought down, and Hannah Field steps in her stead at the base of the ruck. Sets it back for Roberts. Now Gwen Piers. First time for hand on ball for the Welsh international prop. Roberts to Daly McLean. Perrin looking to bring Allensley in. Here goes Jodie Allensley. Straight away injecting pace when she gets on the ball, but That one lost in the tackle. And DMP have the chance to clear their lines at least a little. And Jess Wooden can collect. US fullback who's become a regular fixture in the side again. 4th consecutive start for her after she'd only started once in the previous 7 games. Here's Roberts. Daly McLean to Gwen Piers. That's spilt though. Referee's arm extended for the knock-on. That DMP in possession, so Owen Taylor looking to try and keep the game going sensibly. And the visitors can get some possession of their own. Slightly loose in midfield, and Hilary Wynne-Davis able to put the pressure on. Sale looking for the turnover here, but Durham managing to keep possession through Broom, and then Jess Dadds' chip over the top as left winger Lauren Torley interested. And Torley does well to try and win that back, but that's illegally done. And that'll give Sale the penalty.
Yeah, there's been a few exchanges in possession in that phases of play, and I think great clearance initially from DMP, and Sale did well, but I think back in the penalty and try and get herself back down the pitch a bit more.
Well, decent territorial game there from Katie Daly McLean. Change on the bench for DMP. Alana Bainbridge off, and Zoe Teese, third-year student at Northumbria University, another one who also plays rugby league, is on for the visitors. Scarlett Fielding continuing at hooker for Sale. Hannah Field the target in the middle. Clean take from Field. Roberts. Daly McLean switch back inside to Perrin. Knocked on. Still the execution not quite where Sale would want it to be, Mari.
Yeah, I think it's those tiny errors there. You just see it's like a second and judgment that we're just losing it a little bit unforced, which I think is something we need to try and cut out of our game for the next 20 minutes. I think they'll be disappointed with that. We've had the territory there and we're just not executing particularly well.
Amy Oro thumping that ball straight up the middle, and it's returned with interest by Jess Wooden. Here's Sophie Shams at fullback for DMP, trying to get them moving again. Cooksey finds Blount. Dad's back inside to Shams. Plenty of dark blue shirts, though, on quickly on Sophie Shams. It's a bit messy. And will be a Sale line out halfway between the halfway line and the DMP 22 as Darren Lamont empties the bench. Georgie Paris-Redding coming on, as well as India Paris-Redding and Holly Borden. Well, we heard earlier the Turbo Twins were being asked for on social media, and here they come. Buy one, get one free.
Yeah, it would be great to see them both on the pitch at the same time, and they both bring a lot of energy, so I expect the breakdown to be fast. India wants to play a really fast game, and then Georgie's a workhorse, so it's a great replacement from Jess Elbeck, who does the same, so they're both going to work hard.
Well, still 18 minutes or so to play. Lucy Winter still out there in the second row for Sale. Hannah Field will play alongside Georgie Paris-Redding in the back row. Beth Stafford still there at 8 as in goes the throw, finding Hannah Field, who's become a regular line-out target since coming on as a replacement. Lucy Winter working hard to ensure possession is secured. India Paris-Redding's feed to Gwen Piers. Paris-Redding digging at the bottom of the ruck again to Wynne-Davis. And now Georgie Paris-Redding wearing 20, driving that up. Daly McLean, Perrin, Lisa Newman hitting the line at pace. Already one try to a name this afternoon, Lisa Newman, and fancies another. Still going the Welsh outside centre. Really good run. Paris-Redding at the base. Katie Horton carries it on. Paris-Redding once more to Daly McLean. Check back inside from the former DMP player. Perrin. The pass wouldn't go to hand. And DMP will have the chance to clear here through Chloe Broom. Well read though by Jess Wood, and good positional play from the experienced fullback, who sets sail on the way again. India Paris Redding to Beth Stafford. Up to the 22. Paris Redding's feed. Daly McLean. Perrin popped short to Scarlett Fielding, but that one went forward to the hooker. And once again, a little error stopping the progression as Jodie Allensley makes way.
Yeah, another great phases of play there from Sale, but just coming off towards the end, just these little handling errors that can unforced and just need to, I guess, trying to reduce those so we can get a little bit more possession in the 22, really.
Holly Borden on as a substitute for Jodie Allensley on the left wing. Borden, who scored in this fixture a few weeks ago, will look to try and add another try to her name in the time we've got remaining. Another yellow coming though, and it looks like it's going to go against Sale, and it looks like it could be Gwen Piers. Long talking to from referee Owen Taylor, and Gwen Piers' return from injury didn't last very long, Mari.
No, the impacts that she's had on the pitch have been great, but at least she's got time to get back on and have a little bit more, but I should be disappointed with that as well. So will Sale, really.
2 yellow cards in one game for the Sale Sharks, but Tulare Wynne-Davis is certainly not one of them, and she's taken that up to the 22. India Paris Redding, Daly McLean, Georgie Paris Redding. Worked wide, or tried to. Couldn't get the pass into the hands of Alex Wallace. It's going to be a DMP line. It's really been a very frenetic game in all aspects, Mari.
Yeah, it has. We've had phases that the ball goes to hand and it's great, and then others that we're having these opportunities and it's just not sticking, which is really unfortunate for Sale. And it's been on both ends. So the same's happening with DMP, but that was a great run by Tulare down the middle, and it's just unfortunate we couldn't finish it off there out wide.
Short break for drinks for both sides as we move within 15 minutes of the conclusion of this game. Ollie Lathrope's been keeping his eye on what's been happening elsewhere this afternoon in the Alliance Premier 15s. Ollie, are Exeter still defying the odds at Saracens?
Only trail by a point, so Exeter leading by 21 points to 20. A brilliant game down there in London. Wasps has extended their lead. At Loughborough, they now lead by 26 points to 7. Harlequins absolutely hammering Bristol down at Shaftesbury Park, 52-0. And Gloucester Hartbury 21-10 up on Worcester Warriors.
Thank you, Ollie. Well, Saracens forcing their way back into that one, Mari, at Alliance Park, as we probably thought they would. Would your money be on them now, even though they're trailing by a point?
Oh, it's a difficult one. I think you can never bet against Saracens the way that they play. I think it'll be close down to the end with a pair of them, though, and it's really exciting. The kind of top 4 or 5 teams in the Premiership at the moment, they're all really close fixtures, and you wouldn't be able to tell who's going to win right till the end with most of them now.
Katie Perry is finished here, and we're back on with the play again. There's a quick tap penalty for DMP, sees them again try and run the ball from deep, but they concede the penalty at the breakdown, giving Sale decent field position again. Katie Daly McLean can kick to the corner and give Sale another decent position from which to launch a set-piece line-out. Ollie, what have we got for us on the social media?
Stringfellow's been back. Darren's team from Dillon. So Uncle Darren making you proud today, Dillon. The South Sharks going really well.
Thank you, Dylan, for getting in touch. Well, Uncle Darren's team certainly in a good position at the moment. Look like they should be heading for their 3rd victory of the season. But I'm sure Uncle Darren will want a strong last 13 minutes or so and some really good execution to finish this match on a high. Sale's performance has been good in places, less good in others. Here's Hannah Field taking that in the middle of that line out. Decent rolling maul forms, and Scarlett Fielding at the back of it will try and get the drive on here. Decent momentum from Sale. Fielding might look to peel away. Here she goes. Support from India Paris Redding behind her. Can they get the necessary momentum over the line? Fielding in possession. Can Sale drive their hooker over? A metre or so short. Dug out by India Paris Redding. Pop short. Sale probing again. Have they got there? And it looks like Lucy Winter has got it down. shaking her head. Or not.
No, it looks like she's potentially been held up there.
There seems to be some confusion again, not for the first time this afternoon, at a key moment.
Are you happy with that?
Referee Owen Taylor in discussions. Well, it looked very touch and go, very bit like the Jess Roberts try that was eventually given in the first half.
6. Loose 6 off, please.
Not entirely sure.
Oh, we've got, because Gwen's gone off with the yellow card, we're having to make a substitution for the scrum now. So I think Georgia Kyle's coming on in the front row.
Yes, the scrum from being held up initiated, and as you say, Mari, Georgia Kyle summoned from the bench. Looks like Laura Perrin's itching to get back into that scrum again, having impressed as emergency flanker before. She's there again.
I know, I wonder if she's looking for a positional change for next season. We'll have to ask her later on.
Well, Beth Stafford packing down in the second row with Tulare Wynne Davis, I see there now. So Laura Perrin at blindside flanker, Hannah Field at number 8, Georgie Peris-Redding at blindside. So Sale showing their versatility with who plays where. And Georgia Kyle, as you say, on as tight head prop for this scrum. But it's a Sale ball because Lucy Winter was held up over the line by the DMP cover. Can Sale take advantage here? Decent scrum, though, from the visitors. India Peris-Redding going backwards a bit there. Cross kick from Katie Daly-McLean. Is it executed? Looks like it's pretty clean. Chance here for Lisa Newman, and she finishes. And Lisa Newman, for the second time today, is crossing the whitewash. Katie Daly-McLean's cross kick has been a real weapon for Sale in attack this season. And after Lucy Winter was held up moments before, Sale take full advantage from the scrum that materialises. Good cross kick from Daly-McLean. Clean take and good finish from Newman. And it's Sale 29, DMP Sharks 3.
Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a staple in the Sale attack now, this crossfield kick. But I suppose when you've got someone like Katie that's pinpoint accurate, why not use it? And it's come off great there for Lisa. She's gone down for a second. So I think Sale would be really happy with that, especially the scrum, given all our positional changes.
Relatively difficult conversion this, though, for Katie Daly-McLean. About 15 metres in from touch. Yes, as you'd say, that's a very different 8 packing down for that scrum than started proceedings this afternoon, Mari. But the versatility of various players coming to the fore. And Katie Daly-McLean has the chance to take Sale into the 30s with 10 minutes left on the clock. Decent connection and a good kick from Katie Daly-McLean, who converts for the third time this afternoon. Sale 31, DMP 3.
Yeah, that's a great nudge from Katie again. So hopefully we'll be looking to exit off this restart and get back down in DMP's 22.
Beth Stafford taking that restart for the Sale Sharks. They are on their way to victory this afternoon, but can they finish the stronger in the last 10 minutes? I'm sure DMP will work hard right to the very end as Katie Daly-McLean sees a potential gap over the head of Amy Lizelle, but can't get the ball over the DMP player. And once more the visitors playing with industry deep in their own territory. Powerful run from Brogan Churm to shrug off the first tackler. Broom. Caitlin Simpson carrying things on. And good work too from Zoe Teese, the replacement hooker, but knock on coming. India Peris-Redding trying to get things going quickly alongside her twin sister, having to just wait for the referee. Peris-Redding feeds Katie Horton, who's become a real mainstay in this side in recent weeks, but penalised. Quick blast on the whistle there.
Oh, yeah, DMP were quick over the ball there. Just been unfortunate. Katie's got isolated and a bit of a lost opportunity in that situation.
Diana Gordon on as a substitute for DMP number 20. Doing well there, the former Wasps player. And Cara Cookland, another replacement, can thump that ball into the stand. Let's go to Ollie.
In for Wales, Chris, for Jess Roberts. Paul James says, go Jess Roberts. Mena Jeffries, well done, Jess Ann. Dylan Morris says, good carry by Teleri the Tank Davis, boom. And Mena Jeffries says again, woo whoop, well done, Jess. So lots of people, lots of support coming in from Wales.
Now then, Mari, you'll have to tell us, is Teleri known as the Tank in the camp, or is that just a kind of supporter thing?
Maybe she will be now. I think that's great.
This isn't the first time we've had a social media correspondent referring to her as Teleri the Tank.
I think I should maybe implement that at training next week and we'll see how we can run it.
Test it out, Mari, for us. Let us know.
I think it'll go down well.
DMP on the attack once more. Jess Cooksey in possession. The England under-20s player. Here's Dads now finding Cooksey again. Broom to Tiana Gordon. Good strength from the former Wasps player, really making some good progress there into Sale territory. Broom to Dads. Rogan Churm. Dads once more to the hard-working Jasmine Hazel. Third-year physiotherapy student at Northumbria University. Broom. Dads once more. Now Mael Peacut. Good hands this as Hannah Field comes out to try and implement some blitz defence. Sophie Shams is then brought down and Sale slowing the momentum of this attack. Jodie Allensley as ever in the mix. But DMP still in possession. Good cover tackle from Alex Wallace. But penalised for coming in from the wrong side, the Sale replacement winger, probably fairly. And it'll be a DMP penalty.
Yeah, DMP have had some good phases in attack there, really. They're trying to play some attacking rugby. It's just some of the last passes not quite going to hand, and then it's putting them back a little bit. But I think a good opportunity for them again to try and get a bit more hands on ball.
Some running repairs for Rosie Blount as we move within the last 5 minutes of this game. DMP move themselves further up the left touchline. And Freya Helen getting a bit of game time as this game winds up. On as replacement hooker for Scarlett Fielding. Not had too many opportunities this season, Freya Helen, with Molly Kelly and Scarlett Fielding generally alternating in the number 2 shirt. What can you tell us about Freya, Mari?
I think she's a good attacking player and she'll want to come on and make a big impact. I played with her a little bit before at Fairwood Waterloo as well, and she brings a great energy to the pitch. I think she's been unfortunate not to get much game time this season, so it's a great opportunity for her to kind of show what she can bring to the team, and she's got a good 7-8 minutes left to play.
Sale 31 points to 3 in the lead in this game. If you're just joining us on Sharks Live, Mari Grieve and Chris Malaband talking you through this one. Lisa Newman with 2 tries and 1 each from Jess Roberts, Aisha Abu-Mazouk and Jodie Allensley, the scorers for Sale this afternoon. 3 conversions from Katie Daly-McLean, backing the 5 tries up as Sale pick up a bonus point. And Zoe Teese prepares to throw for DMP. Good routine to the front of the line out. Tilly Churm takes. And Chloe Broom at scrum half finds Jess Dads. High tackle, I think, probably coming there. Yes, it was. High tackle from Georgie Perris-Redding. Bit too much chat, and there's another 10 metres. Oh, dear. Oh, no. Are we going to see a 3rd yellow card for Sale here? Georgie Perris-Redding in a little bit of trouble here with the referee. Beth Stafford being invited to join the conversation.
Yeah, I really hope not. Hopefully it's just a little bit of a talking to and nothing more.
I don't think Georgie can have too many complaints about the high tackle, Mari.
No, she did look as though she was shocked to start with, but I think, yeah, she's just might have to accept it happened and we'll just keep moving forward.
Sometimes can be difficult, can it? If you just get your angles wrong, it's not malicious, but you just misjudge it a bit. But if it's across the shoulder blades or higher.
Oh, definitely. In this day and age of rugby, they're hot on it at the moment and you can't get away with anything now, so Nothing malice in it at all, just unfortunate.
Good field position then for DMP. Can they get themselves over for a try late in this game? Been a hard-working performance from Rob Vickers' side. I'm sure if they could get over the whitewash, there'd be some significant celebration from the visiting players. And their efforts probably deserve one this afternoon. Can they force the issue here? 3 or 4 metres out from the Sale line. Sale desperately trying to rebuff this driving maul. Broom, the hard-working scrum half, trying to force her way through. Bit of support from Caitlin Simpson. Brogan Churn driving up to the line. DMP inches short. Sale trying to keep the door firmly bolted. Freya Helen challenging in there. Georgie Kyle's in there as well. That Sale defence is being stretched. Lois Brown driving in, the substitute tight head prop, as Lucy Winter comes off the defensive line to try and put in the tackle. Sale have forced DMP back a couple of metres there. Got to be careful of the offside here, Sale, but DMP continuing to press. Good work from Tamar Benson. DMP starting now to work it through the back line. Opportunity perhaps coming here, but really good tackle comes in on Jess Cooksey. Bit loose on the floor. Amy Lazelle working hard. Lazelle trying to wriggle her way through. Sale really stretched here. Have they managed to hold up? Yes, they have. Good defence from Darren Lamont's side, and Jasmine Hazel is held up, and DMP didn't do much wrong with that attack, but the Sale defence was rock solid.
Yeah, pretty heroic defence there from Sale on their own try line, which I think is something that kind of brought forward as the season's gone on, and something worked really hard on. And I think they'll be hoping to try and keep DMP tryless in this, really having a bit of pride about it. So I think we'll see a big effort in the scrum now from Sale and try and win this ball back.
Alyssa Jennings on at scrum half for Chloe Broom. She's someone who plays right across the back line, but has stepped in for Broom in recent weeks. Got a question to ask you about your Christmas turkey in a minute, Mari, from one of our social media correspondents. You're going to have to fill in the blanks a bit for this one, but we'll come to that in a minute. Thank you to Carrie Morris, who's spotted that one. Here it goes, Tilly Churn, brought down by India Peris Redding. Dads to Cooksey, number 12 for DMP. Alyssa Jennings held up by 3 dark blue shirts as the visitors desperately try and get themselves over the line. Dads back inside to Jess Vishu. Jennings again. Dads to Lazelle. Amy Lazelle wrapped up by Teleri Wynne Davis. Maul forms and have Sale done enough to deal with that. We're going back for the penalty. It's all DMP at the moment. Sale having to be mobile to get across, but another chance for Alyssa Jennings to try and unpick this Sale defence. Jennings with the feed. Lois Brown again to receive it. Dads with the looped pass. Jennings to Dads again. Back inside it goes. Sale's defence is solid. DMP's handling thus far is good, but is that a turnover? There's Gwen Piers back from the bench after her yellow card. Peris Redding back to Katie Daly-McLean, and Daly-McLean's clearance takes Sale to the sanctuary of the 22-metre line. A very solid defensive set, Murray.
Yeah, it's a great defensive effort for Sale, and they'll take a lot of pride from that. You can see the body position and the energy just changed as soon as that happened, and they've done really well to keep DMP out.
Now then, Mari, we did have this messaging on social media, which was to, well, Ollie, perhaps you could put the question to Mari.
Yeah, Mari, we've had a message in from a Jay Seaton. I think that's how I pronounce it. It says, "Good luck. Could you ask Mari if her turkey this Christmas was the best she'd ever had?"
Yeah, it possibly would have been. We had a very Scottish Christmas in the northwest with Nicola Howitt, her partner, and Hannah Curtin, her partner. So had a great time. Yeah, possibly the best turkey yet.
Sounds good. A good Scottish Christmas. Any Scotch pie?
No, not this time.
Disappointing. Always a highlight. India Peris Redding with a little pop pass to Gwen Piers as this match reaches its conclusion. Sale are going to run out winners, but who's going to have the last word? Lucy Winter in possession. Sale leading by 31 points to 3. As we move into overtime at the end of proceedings as Holly Borden looks to get away for Sale. Hard-working performance from the DMP Sharks, but Sale have been the more clinical when they've had opportunities in the visitors' 22. Have taken their chances. DMP, though, playing with plenty of spirit and keen to try and have the last word here as they move forward again through Tiana Gordon, bringing in Sophie Shams at fullback. Sale's scrambling defence, though, thus far not yielding. Alyssa Jennings with the pop pass. Jess Dadds once more. Looks like that was knocked on in midfield. And referee Owen Taylor says that is that. And that will be the conclusion of this Alliance Premier 15s match here at the Corpacq Stadium. Sale Sharks victorious for the third time this season by 31 points to 3. A really spirited effort from the North East side, who've had a difficult campaign this season, but that's certainly one of their best results. And they gave Sale a really decent game for long periods. The home side, though, able to take their chances and put 5 tries on the scoreboard, picking up a bonus point in the process. Mari Grieve.
Yeah, I think Sale will be happy with their performance. They've come away with a win. At times, not the prettiest of wins, but they've managed to work on some things, and there's definitely some more things to work on going forward. But again, really important for us to get these wins on the board in the first season and something to kind of propel us going into the next few games and next season. I think DMP have got a lot of positives to take from it. They played some good attacking rugby. It was just coming towards the end of it clinically, and those last passes just not going to hand. And they've been unfortunate not to get more points on the board, I think, today, but a good performance from both teams.
Well, 5 tries to Sale this afternoon in victory. Jess Roberts, Aisha Abu Mazouk, Jodie Allensley, and 2 from Welsh international Lisa Newman. And she is there pitch side with our reporter right now. Here's Carrie Morris.
Wait. Oh, my... Lisa, you scored the first try. How did that feel?
Yeah, it was good. Nice to actually score a try. Yeah, credit to the girls, it was a good sort of team effort, so I got a quick goal from Katie, so yeah, it was decent.
Yeah, a lot of today was a team effort, wasn't it?
Pardon?
A lot of today's result
yeah,
was team
definitely.
effort.
I mean, like, they came out pretty hard, to be fair, and you know, they credit to DMP, they gave it everything, so it was a tough challenge for us, but yeah, we pulled it out the bag towards the end, so.
And a bonus point win?
Pardon?
Bonus point win?
Yeah, good for us, yeah, definitely. I mean, we knew it was going to be competitive. Obviously, they were bottom, so it was going to be a clash between us. But yeah, you know, it was really, really difficult. You know, credit to them. It was tough. It wasn't easy for us, so yeah, we just had to keep to our game plan, really. And
yeah, like you said, it was quite a hard match, and your defensive effort as well.
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
a lot.
yeah, first 15 minutes, I thought, oh god, this is going to be a really close one here. So
yeah, so you're back to winning ways. How does it feel?
Yeah, I mean, it is great to get a win, you know. And yeah, it's a team effort, so we just had to make sure we were clinical. You know, we had a few errors, and you know, we'll look back and review and see where we can improve. But yeah, credit to everyone.
Yeah, that was my next question. What sort of things are you going to take from this game to training?
I think when we're hot on it, we do really, really well. And I think for us, it's mostly just being clinical. You know, getting our passes right, making sure as well we're clearing the ruck as quick as we can, just to get that quick ball. So, I mean, there's a lot of elements in there, a lot of positives we can take away. So, yeah, I guess we'll just keep improving.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll just keep going, really.
Thank you very much. Go celebrate with the team. Thanks.
Lisa Newman, 2 tries today for Sale Sharks in their victory against DMP. Catching up with our pitchside reporter Carrie Morris. So Mari, just in summary then, a solid victory, a bonus point win. What will the main messages, do you think, be from Darren Lamont there as the players warm down and reflect?
I think taking the positives from it, a bonus point win is a bonus point win, and it's something that we need to keep racking up as we're going forward. And probably just the same as Lisa said there, being clinical with it. At times it got scrappy, but then when we are on it and everything's executed well, you just see what we can do with the tries that they're coming away with. And I don't think you can't fault anyone's effort defensively. We've just seen it at the end, the last 5 minutes, camped out on our own try line, and it's that effort and the pride not to let them score, which is a big thing to take away, and that's a mindset more than anything, which I think kind of sums up being a Shark. So I think taking that into the next run of games, obviously we've got Wasps next weekend and a little bit of a break, so going on from there.
Thank you, Mari. Ollie Lathrop, let's just get the latest from the other matches in the Alliance Premier 15s this afternoon before we close.
Well, a couple of 4 times, Chris. Harlequins have won 62-7, down at Bristol, and a turnaround at Alliance Park. Saracens beaten Exeter by 34 points to 21. So a big comeback for Saracens there. A latest score at Loughborough. Wasps are 26-7 up there, not long to go in that one. And Gloucester Hartbury 21, Worcester 10 is the latest score. Of course, that one kicking off half an hour later at 2:30.
Thank you very much, Ollie. So Harlequins with a big victory at Bristol, as Ollie says. Saracens showing their quality and coming back against an Exeter Chiefs side who had led at half-time, and with Wasps it seems heading for victory at Loughborough. That makes the top 4 look a little bit cleaner, assuming it stays that way in the Midlands tonight. Saracens, Harlequins, Loughborough and Wasps looking ever increasingly likely to be the top 4 who will contest the playoffs and ultimately compete for the Alliance Premier 15's title at the end of the season. Here, though, at the Corpacq Stadium, it's been a good afternoon for Darren Lamont's Sale Sharks. They have won for the 3rd time this season, beating the DMP Durham Sharks for the 2nd time in this campaign, backing up their 47-0 victory in the North East with a 31-3 win here. Lisa Newman with 2, Jess Roberts, Aisha Abu Mazouk and Jodie Allensley, the scorers. Next up for the Sale Sharks, as Mari Grieve says, a trip next Saturday to Wasps. That'll be a tough one for sure down there. We're next in action here with Sharks Live on Saturday, April the 17th, when Exeter are the visitors, before Sale close out their season on May the 8th away at Loughborough. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage this afternoon. Big thanks to our summariser Mari Grieve, who we hope to see back in a Sale Shark shirt before too long. And my thanks also on social media duty to Ollie Lathrop, to Colin McKevitt and Andy Featherstone on the cameras this afternoon, Katie Hall and Billy Isles assisting on the production and director roles, and to Enver and Emma as well, who've been a key part of the team, and of course our pitchside reporter Carrie Morris. From me, Chris Malaband, and all of us at the Corpacq Stadium, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Good afternoon.